तत्कनीशाय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ तत्परम्पर्याय विद्महे ज्ञानलिङ्गेश्वराय धीमहि तन्नो गुरुः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ योग महर्षि डॉक्टर स्वामी गीतानंदगिरि गुरु महाराज की जय। योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचं मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपकरोतं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि। ॐ अतः साधनपादः ahiṁsā-pratiṣṭhāyaṁ tat-sannidhau vairatyāghaḥ. Violence ceases to exist in our presence once we stabilize ourselves in non-violentness. In this and the next 10 Sutra, Maharishi Patanjali describes results or powers, siddhi, attained through perfection in the yama-niyama. Maharishi Patanjali details the end point of each sadhana. A good science teacher does this as well when he tells his students the end point of the reaction, so that they can become aware of it and recognize it when it manifests. Similarly, Patanjali wants to cultivate awareness of where one stands in the big picture. Maharishi Patanjali uses the term pratishtha, which usually refers to the processes by which an idol is firmly secured in a temple before the ceremonial puja. He doesn't use any word lightly, so we need to understand that we must perform yama-niyama sadhana without forgetting the higher purpose behind it. Many asura, the demons, have done great tapasya. They only wanted boons which would satisfy their selfish desires. Our sadhana must not be of an asura nature, but rather of a divine nature. This attitude will enable us to attain our ideal, becoming ourselves in the process of idol fit for worship. The ancient rishi said, "To worship God, become a god." This is why Maharishi Patanjali specifically uses the term pratishtha. He reminds us to remember the purpose of our sadhana, and when we obtain siddhi, remember that as well. When we are firmly established in ahimsa, violence gives itself up of its own accord. We don't have to kill violence. This happens because manifest violence is only the consequence of unmanifest violence. The inherent message is that if we radiate non-violence, violence cannot manifest in our presence. When we are faced with violence all around us, we must first ask ourselves, what is our role in this scenario? We project what we are like a spider spinning a web out of itself. Taking responsibility for our own thoughts, words, and deed is a great task. This is the first, not the last step of our evolutionary journey. We must be equal to that task or we cannot evolve. Hermitages of the great rishi bore witness to the fact that even natural enemies of the jungle, such as tigers and deer, lived together in peaceful coexistence within the non-violent aura of the evolved sages. There was no unmanifest seed of violence to produce manifest violence, even in the animals. Even violence renounces itself in the face of one who is perfect in non-violentness. Om Loka Samasta Sukhinu Bhavantu Sarve Janaha Sukhinu Bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om.